Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? Testing, 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 testing. All right, we're back. We're good to go. Got absolutely about to get absolutely rinsed on this bounce trade. That was a look at that. That was devastating. This trading environment is horrible. It's horrible right now. Bitcoin struggling very, very badly. Yeah, this is wild. This is so wild. Okay. Woo! Let's take a breath, everybody. Let's take a breath. I think we're back in it. We're back in it. I don't even remember what we were looking at. Hey, put those coins in the chat, baby. Put those. We're looking at drip, meta drip. Cool. All right, we got you covered. We got the voice. Let me see. Make sure the voice is going. Do we got the voice? We got the voice. We got the voice. Yes. Hey, we can hear everybody. Hey, thank you for jumping back in, sticking with me, everybody. That was a wild windstorm out there. I got the wind, and then the house, you kind of did a little bit of a shakeroonie, even though it's brick, and then we had the internet break to the downside. A massive capitulation in internet access. Disaster. Okay, meta drip. Here we go. Diving on in. Let's dive on in. Dex screener. Meta drip, baby. Meta drip. I want to say I'm running out of dyno, guys, because I'm not. We're on the highest tech gear. We're in the highest tech gear here. But we do have a little bit, you know, we got the nice shines and stuff behind. But we are, it's a little bit of a, yeah, I want to say it's a budget setup, but I've had this computer for a while. We're looking at upgrading. Okay, here we go. Not the computer's fault, the Comcast guy's fault. Very important to look at. Very important to know. Okay, diving on in. How you doing, everybody? Thank you for jumping back on into the chat. Man, technical difficulties. What? That was ridiculous. Okay, here we go. We have meta drip here pulled up on the 4-hour. We had this falling wedge forming here on the 4-hour for a good amount of time, looking like we got that breakout and retest. Looked really good for that double bottom here, getting a bounce off the bottom of the trend line. The support that has held us back up, since back here on the 24th of February. This project is only a couple days old. Looks to break to the upside out of this falling wedge. Looks really good to me. You could even call this a flag-a-rooney here. Flag-a-rooney to the upside for meta drip. What do I, oh, those little blue lines in there for? Good night. We must have been scalping this. All right, yeah, so we got that pump to the upside, baby. Looking really good for meta drip. I'm not being too bullish on this, but I am telling you that it does look like there could be a 400% pump here for meta drip to the upside off of that initial launch, right? You got this hype up pump. We had that retracement back to the support level that held very, very nicely. A community that does have about 4,400 holders. We don't have a lot of, we don't have a lot of people that are holding any massive amount of supply. We did type this into anti-rug and got a relatively good safety score. I think it was like 73 or 76 or something like that. Looked really, really good. A lot better than the Trump token. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, really good for a push to the upside here for meta drip. Looks really good to me. Jumping in on the smaller time frames, that 1 hour looks good. You had a little bit of a flag and boom to the upside. If you zoom in on the 5 minute, that might be a little easier to see. Yeah, you did have a little bit of a flag-a-rooney. We got that crank to the upside. You do need to break this prior top here, but it's looking good for meta drip. It's looking good. Relatively new. You got $1 million market cap. If you're looking for a 1,000 or 100x or anything like that, these are the kinds of coins you need to look at. Why? So everybody's got to understand market cap, right? That's very important to understand when you're looking at the crypto space. XRP will not 100x. Why will XRP not 100x? Why will Ethereum not 100x? This cycle anyway. Why? Well, because the market cap is so huge. The market cap of XRP is 1,600 times, I think, right? 1,600 times the market cap of this asset, right? So this asset would have to 1,600x to get to where XRP is. So think about that. If this has to 1,600x to get to where XRP is, right, in market cap, then how is XRP going to do a 100x when its market cap is currently at 160 billion? Right, or 100 some odd billion. I don't know after the correction, but yeah, that's what we're looking at, right? On the macro. That's why a lot of price predictions, right, that you read online just aren't feasible. I will tell you that if this project does take off, prices like this with market caps like this are the only 100x to 1000x potential players in this game, in this bull market, because it has the ability to get to that 100 million, which is nothing, and $1 billion market cap, which is very, very possible. If this coin did break into the top 10 or into the, even the top 30, right, with the, I don't know anything about the tokenomics or anything, we could dive into that. I know I was going to look into this. I'd still have to dive into this on my off time, but man, this thing could be the next right? The $100 million market cap, that's a 100x on your investment. High risk, right? You only have $1 million of market cap and 127,000 in locked liquidity, but high risk, high reward, right? This is the kind of asset that you need to look at if you're looking for those potential 100 to 1,000x gains, right? If this became a $1 billion asset, you would be looking at a 1,000x gain. $1 would turn into $1,000. $10 would turn into $10,000. That is the risk reward that you're seeing here on bounce with that, or on drip, right? That's what you're looking at. With that being said, it is high risk. It could go to absolutely nothing, and you could get absolutely washed on this project. It is very, very possible. So you just definitely have to look into it, dive a little more on the tokenomics. I'm gonna do that on my off time. I did write that down as a note here. I didn't quite get to it today with my schedule, but that's what I'm looking at here for drip. A potential big runner here, I am gonna be looking at this a little closely, and we may even buy some of this live on the stream for you guys. But it already 7x from here before, right? Once it breaks this prior high, you're looking at a blue skies breakout, and you could get up to a penny and beyond. I mean, it'll happen, and it can happen very, very quickly. Once this becomes a $10 million market cap, that 1,000x comes goodbye. That potential goes by. Once you're up here at a penny, these are the prices that you would need to accumulate assets if you're looking for that 100 to 1,000x in crypto. That's what you need to look at. You need to look at market cap, current price, the amount of holders, and, look at their Twitter website and what their white paper is to see what they're going to be doing in the future as far as upgrades goes in order to get that pump to the upside. That's what I'm looking at for drip. I will say this, of all the coins that I've looked at here on Deck Screener, I will put this down. Of all the coins that I looked at here on Deck Screener, from what I looked at on anti-rug with the safety score, with not many people holding any large amount of the supply, right? This is like 80% for Trump. It's kind of ridiculous. Melania, same thing. Libra, same thing. All the rug pools of the century, right? All of them had over 50% held by a single person. Here, the top 20% is held by just a couple people, and then that breaks down further. Like, you have a lot of people down here that don't even own 1% of the supply. You have others down here holding 44%, right? So that's what I'm looking at, and these aren't high valuations that people, I think, would be looking to offload their coin, especially if they've been willing to hold from the highs to the lows. These may be long-term holders that are looking to hold the supply for a long time, and if you get that, you can really, really start beefing up this market cap. It will not take much. It will not take much for this token to start flying, right? Especially out of the prices that it's at today. So I will be looking in that pretty closely. Hey, thank you for bringing MetaDrip to our attention. I may have to look into this, talk to a lady, and we may invest a little bit of money into this to go on a long shot, right? Even if we did 10, 20 bucks, right? And, I talked to a lady about every investment we make on any kind of meme coin, right? I don't know if this is a meme coin, but on any kind of coin that's here on Deck Screener, because I know it's the highest risk when it comes to doing any of our, managing any of our assets, right? It is high risk. When we talk about any kind of meme coin investment before we jump into it, or low cap gem, anything that has $1 million market cap, we have to accept the money that we put into this is money that we have to expect to never see again, right? Whether that be $20, $100, $500, whatever you can afford, right? You have to accept that I may not ever see this again, right? This could instantly go to zero. That's the risk that you're playing. But with that being said, greater risk, greater reward. All right, diving on into the chat. We can't hear you. No way. Oh, okay. Yes, we can. Now we back. What's going on? Yeah, the Comcast guy. FET for Wanda. We will look into FET. Drip making Mandy coin money. Yeah, Mandy coin. That was a fun ride. But yeah, it's tough when people hold that amount of supply. Yeah, to get back up for Mandy coin. Oh my gosh, Mandy coin probably in the I know PMG's coming out with something else. I like PMG. He's a good dude, and I appreciate him and everything that he does. You have no money left in this. There's none. This was over a $16 million market cap, everybody. Currently the market cap is $11,000. That's how crazy that these coins can be here on Deck Screener. 16 million to 11,000. That was a disaster for the Mandy coin project. It was. All right, diving on in. We will look at virtuals, absolutely. Man, hey, coming on in the chat. Thank you guys for jumping back in. We did have the Comcast guy. I will have him by the throat. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very nice and kind to the Comcast guy after I put him in the emergency room. But yeah, we're going to dive into that. FET for Wanda, absolutely. We're going to look at FET, and then we're going to look at virtuals. We looked at Drip, looks really, really good. Discussed the Bitcoin Bill Act raised today for a $1 million purchase over the next 5 years. Yes, I did see one of the senators did release that. Yeah, we'll go over that, man, absolutely. Yeah, so one of the proposals made today was for the United States, and this was speculated at the Bitcoin conference of 2024 by Donald Trump, right? To buy $1 million in Bitcoin. This was also proposed by Michael Saylor. $1 million, or not $1 million, sorry. Correction, as we would say in the military. Correction, petty officer, correction. That's what we would say. All right, but yeah, there is a proposal for the United States to acquire 1 million Bitcoin, roughly 5% of the supply, to become the leading digital asset leader of the world, the United States, right? So that is a proposal on the line. Now, though that bill has been proposed, right? We could all go back to civics class. There's a lot of officials that needs to get through. It really does need to get through a lot. It needs to get through the House, the Senate. It needs to get up to the president's desk, right? It really does. And the president would sign it, right? Highly likely that the president would sign it. We'll look at Fetch here. Let's dive into Fetch. We'll dive into that a little more after we look at Fetch. Okay, Fetch. Here we go. Fed AI getting absolutely demolished. This thing was sitting up at $2 not too long ago, was it? $2.16 all the way back. Look at this, baby. Back in December, all the way down, an 80% retracement here for Fed, coming back down to, honestly, levels that you have not seen since early February. That is a wild rip and dip for Fed. Let's see what we're looking at here. I mean, you could pull your fit. Pulling your fit from the bottom is very, very tough here because you've already had retracements into this zone. You've had an 886 retrace. You had an attempt to bounce there, and now you're falling below that zone. You have one high volume node to support you here at about 42 cents. Below that, you're looking at 20 cents for FET. This is what it is. That's what the charts are telling us. And if Bitcoin turns around, maybe this thing gets a turnaround, but I wouldn't be touching FET here, especially with the hot AI players in the space. I think when AI picks back up, this was more of a mainstream AI speculation play. Now you have a lot more powerful agents like virtuals and things like that, of which we'll get into, that I think are gonna, I think honestly can wipe FET off the map. I really do think they could wipe FET off the map. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, it is a mainstream AI play, but they aren't as active on their Twitter. They don't come out with as many updates, and virtuals just seems to be developing something new every single day. FET does not look good to me here on the daily. Even breaking it down, I kind of don't even want to break it down to smaller time frames just because of the weakness that it's showing. Yeah, FET just look, the low in the past couple, in the past year was 42 cents, and we look to be curving down, breaking 200 MAs, playing 200 MA dominoes to the downside. FET looks to go lower, in my opinion. FET looks to go lower. Okay, diving on in. Let's dive into virtuals protocol. There will be, I will say this, there will be, everyone listen to me. Listen. There will be a bottom for virtuals. There has to be. Don't tell me the internet is going to play with me again today, baby. Let's pull this up. Virtuals, baby. Virtuals. Something's happening. There we go. All right. Virtuals, baby. On the perpetuals. This coin will have a bottom. It will have a bottom. I love this project. This project is absolutely insane. If you guys have ever been on the virtual site, this project is wild. There is a lot of development being done on this project, and I think this coin will come back with some of the strongest vengeance you've ever seen of any coin ever. Coming down, retracing 90% from the highs, getting all the way up here to 517, all the way down 90% retrace for virtuals. We've been trying to speculate on a bottom for virtuals, and we've gotten some reactions. We've had some reaction plays here, which have paid us well on virtuals. Oh, we're getting that dry uvula. Virtuals, there will be a bottom here. Right now, you're trying to catch the falling knife. Not a good look. Not good, right? Bitcoin needs to get its footing. These higher speculative AI plays just have been an absolute nukage since Bitcoin's been struggling at its highs back here in December? Yeah, January, December. Bitcoin tops out and everything just decided to go. Bitcoin correcting 10, 20, 30%. And the altcoin said, oh, I'm going to correct 90. But yeah, that's just how it feels for the altcoins right now. There will be a bottom for this project. This is one of the hottest coins in the game for me. And I am going to be starting to layer into virtuals. I have to because I know this project is to me in the next 4 to 5, 10 years can definitely work its way up into the top 10. My personal belief, I think it can. This is one of the hottest coins in the game. And I get price action. I get we're in the depths. I get it. But there's going to be a bounce. When this thing bounces, I think it is going to be the most monumental bounce anyone's ever seen. When the AI space kicks in, we just had bills instructing Congress to dive into AI, a $500 billion investment from the United States government into AI. This is one of the projects that is releasing some of the hottest protocols in the game. We got AIXBT on Twitter giving some of the hottest market analysis in the game, predicting bottoms, predicting tops, and he's pretty on point with it too. AIXBT, a fire market analysis agent. Ava AI, one of the hottest ones in the game, a virtual AI that will actually talk to you. This is the new evolution to me of the crypto space, baby. I think virtuals will do really, really well over time, and you need virtuals to develop more projects on the protocol. So I think the bounce here is going to be legendary. Catching the falling knife, dangerous, and it's a dangerous game to play. We could fall down to 10 cents for all I know. I have no idea, right? I have no idea. And clearly the market's saying, yeah, this is awful. But to me, speculating, I think AI is really going to be a legendary player in the blockchain space in the altcoin bull run. And these may be some of the hottest prices we've ever seen. With that being said, risk management, everybody, a drop to 40 cents, that's a 20% correction from here. But to the upside, even if you just start layering in some virtuals buys here, I don't think that would be a bad idea. I don't think that would be a bad idea. I'll say that again. I do not think that would be a bad idea. Not financial advice. But this thing will have a bounce and it will be monumental. And we'll be here on the channel to say it. We'll be like, hey, look at virtuals here, baby. You're going to be looking at one of those giant green dildos to the upside. Something like this. And it's going to be in like a week. And people are going to be like, what happened to virtuals? Oh my gosh, that was the bottom. And you will have gotten such a great premium on virtuals. Getting 2 to 1 after that bounce. You're going to be so happy whenever this thing bounces. I don't know what's going to happen. I highly recommend, like if you're looking at getting in this project, layering in very small amounts as we go down, because 50 cents for one of the hottest coins in the game, in my opinion, I think is going to be, it's going to be monumentally, I see this as a $10, $20 coin over time. I really think this could do some massive damage, and I'm speculating here, but virtuals, baby, it's very hot, very hot. They have a great white paper. The team behind it is some of the smartest guys that I've ever seen. You can watch the interview with the guys on virtuals on YouTube. Check those out. Virtuals, baby. I think this thing's going to come back with a vengeance. Even though we're at a catching the falling knife scenario, and I don't want to speculate on any kind of bounce, but at the first sign of strength for virtuals, I'm going to be diving on in here. I'm going to speculate. I'm going to be picking up a bag. I need this in my portfolio. As far as the AI, I need this in my portfolio to feel like that I am well exposed for the potential AI run. If AI does run, right? You're looking at, if you get to $20 a coin, you're looking at a 40x from here. That would be monumental of any amount of money, right, that you put into the virtuals ecosystem, a monumental rip to the upside. I have to speculate. Virtuals, baby. Looks really, really good to me in the long term on the white paper. That's what I'm looking at for virtuals. 1 million Bitcoin. Yeah, not $1 million. I'm tracking with you, Stooge. I got you, man. We looked at FET. We looked at Drip. We looked at virtuals. Hey, ICP near. Yeah, we could go over those. Absolutely review. We need to look at AI. We need to lock in the AI coins. Yeah, hey. Yeah, AI I think is going to be the hottest thing. AI Capital is so cute at the moment. It'll be a bit, yeah, it's going to be big. It's going to be big, and nobody's talking about it, baby. I think it is very, very important that we look at these AI plays. These can be some of the hottest plays of the decade. We were speculating on a long here. Look at that. Got absolutely rinsed. Yeah, I think these can be some of the hottest plays of the decade. So why are we looking at a long there? Why are we looking at a long here on near? We had a strong daily bullish div to the downside. Disaster, right? Disaster. You can say we're forming it again here, but it doesn't really look really good here for the near protocol. Not what I'm liking. Near, another speculative play. I thought this thing was trading at $8-10 at one point, right? $9. We ran up in the bull run, $8, trading at $2.38 for near, threatening to test those bear market lows down here at about $1.13. That's not what we want to see for near. Look at this thing. This monster went up to about $23 at one point in its life. These altcoins are looking sketch right now, everybody. If Bitcoin decides to take the dive, my plan on altcoins is to I'm gonna buy into some altcoins at that $70,000 level for Bitcoin. Why? Because I think that's gonna be a bottom for Bitcoin, as a likely bottom area for Bitcoin, and the altcoins I think are gonna recover like never before. Bitcoin dominance likely. At that point, we'll top out at the 786 that we talked about earlier in the stream, and boom, baby, boom to the upside for these altcoins. I think this could be a monumental opportunity. The way I looked at it today was like, hey, I like these prices. I like these prices on a lot of these coins. I like this price for Bitcoin. That's why I had to grab a little today. I had to. I know regardless of whether I get in at 83, 76, or 72, I know I'm going to be happy. I know I'm going to be happy when it comes to 100K. When we go to 100K beyond and potentially $200,000, $300,000 in this bull market. When the government, if the government does announce that they're going to buy 200,000 Bitcoin every year over the next 4 years, that could definitely be the catalyst that we need for people to absolutely FOMO. If the government does that, I promise you, other governments are going to follow suit, and then we're going to have a supply shock like we've never seen, and everybody's going to be caught with their pants down, being like, "Oh, I thought we were going to 62K." Any moment an announcement like that can happen. I would not be underexposed right now. That's why I have to start layering in, because when that news comes, I want to lay back and be like, wow, thank you. I would be like, I'm glad I got it. I may not have invested like everything that I had, right? And that's not, I never recommend that to anybody. I don't give financial advice, but man, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy, and you're going to be happy, guys, that you are exposed to the greatest asset in the world when it does go on that monumental run. Near, looking like we're struggling here. We did in the near term, get it right? Hey. All right, yeah, we fell through the support line, failed to get back above here on the daily. And now we're falling down in these areas where, yeah, you gotta trust a high volume node is gonna hold you. You don't have a lot of, you didn't have a lot of volume here. That's why you kind of fell very, very quickly. Next high volume node sitting at $1.37 on the macro, on the daily. This could happen very quickly in a wick fashion, and that's why I'm kind of speculating on these altcoins. I think Bitcoin will dump down in that $62,000, $72,000 level. I think the probability of that happening is very, very high. When that happens, alts are likely to give. I think we're gonna see some kind of wick like this. Right? And then that will be our bottom. That will be our bottom, in my opinion. That's what I think. I'm speculating, and that's where I'm going to be putting my money where my mouth is. That's why I have those limit orders down there, right? For XRP at like $1.40, Ethereum at 1,300, things of that nature. Bitcoin at 72. I'm speculating on that wick because I want to be there, baby, when it happens. That wick could be generational lifetime money accumulation opportunity. And wicks, just like, look at these wicks on the daily. If you get a wick like this in the same day, you could be up, that limit order triggers, and you were up 35% on the day on leverage, baby. That is an insane opportunity, right? And if that marked the bottom, which it didn't, but if the next wick marks the bottom, right? These big wicks often mark bottoms. Bottom. You had a bottom here. You had a bottom here before a massive reaction, right? These big wick opportunities, big wick right here, almost marked the bottom, didn't mark the bottom. Yeah, bottom, reaction, right? If you catch the big wick on a reaction on these altcoins and it ends up turning around and being the bull run, that's where you want to be positioned, everybody, for those long-term leverage plays, because that initial reaction, you're going to feel so good. Imagine getting in right back here when XRP was, or near was trading at $2.77. You wake up the next day, it's at $3.72, and you're like, woo! You can move your stop loss to break even and in profit and ride that puppy the entire bull market until you get stopped out, which would have been in profit anyway. So that's the purpose of sitting these limit orders in so low. I'm just speculating. I am picking up some here and there, but I'm speculating on that wick, right? That wick, tell me it would not go hand in hand with Bitcoin dominance doing a 786 here on the retracement, right? On the bearish retracement on the weekly. Bitcoin nukes to 72K. We get that launch up here on the bearish 786 on the weekly, baby, on the weekly, going from swing high to swing low here, swing high to swing low. We've already been over this earlier in the stream. Kind of go back in the stream if you guys are interested in looking at this analysis. But this 786 sitting up here at 66%, a moonshot wickage up here to touch that 786 would be beautiful for a bottom for Bitcoin before we start dumping to the downside on Bitcoin dominance out of this inverse cup and handle that nobody's talking about, baby. Nobody's talking about out of this inverse cup and handle to the downside for a monumental alt season that we will not soon forget, everybody. That alt season can take us from the breakout point, and I'm just being a little gracious here with this trend line here. But look at this. A breakdown leads to a 24%, 25% Bitcoin dominance. That is on the table, everyone. That is on the table. People don't think that could happen, but look at this from a charting perspective. You have a come and handle 786 retracement bearishly that has been forming over the past 2 years. A break to the downside can and will be violent. Look at this last alt season. This was the last alt season. Look how violent that was, and it happened very, very quickly over the course of 147 days, 4 months. This move can happen, and I'm speculating on it happening. Everything's lining up for a beautiful alt season, and I have to speculate, right, that we're coming to a bottoming area for some of these altcoins. I have to, right? Or the market's toast, or the market's toasted. It is what it is, right? That's what I'm looking at. Bitcoin dominance pairing very, very nicely with a big wick down into some of these key support areas for the altcoins. All right, reviews. Yeah, we'll dump into into some of these, man. Yeah, we went over virtual ICP, Internet Computer Protocol, baby. Internet Computer Protocol. Wow. Yeah, from the launch, I remember there was some speculation and stuff that the team had some kind of massive sell-off or something like that, and kind of got scammed, and now has sent the team returned and is now trying to build the project back up. I have no idea. You know, you can speculate however you want back there, but this kind of price action, this one's traded at 400 some odd dollars, dropping all the way to 31. That looks like a rugger to me. But yeah, since the team has returned, everybody. I mean, yeah, and now you're getting kind of like back in the normal cycle of things. That's looking good. Can we get back up to those price targets? It's possible, I suppose. But I'd have to look at the supply, the amount that was out. Likely not a lot of the supply was out back here, and that led to that volatile price movement. Okay, ICP, here we go. Zooming on in, we are dropping below this key support level here for ICP. Not what I like to see. We tried to get back above it and since got rejected. We had that death cross on the daily, and we have not been having any kind of positive price. Look at this death cross back here. Boom, to the downside. Bullish cross, boom to the upside. Death cross, boom to the downside. Does not look good. The bullish cross is what pushed us into the bear market. There's no reason to think that a death cross like back here, I don't even think you have it. I don't even think you have it. You don't. But a death cross could definitely push us into the bear market. Just something you want to keep on your radar, baby, on your radar. Okay, zooming on in for ICP. You're below your high volume nodes, not what I like to see. And a lot of altcoins look like this, everybody. I'm not hating on ICP or anything, but a lot of altcoins look like this. You have a high volume node sitting down here at about $4.10 and $3.03. Those would be the next key areas that I would look for in the event that we did drop. You are in no man's land with this high volume node here, baby. Look at that. You have that high volume node here, or this gap in the VRVP, baby. A lady flips upside down with a gigantic thigh gap. That's a field goal post you could kick a truck through, baby. That's a field goal post you could kick a truck through. You're sitting on the top of the mountain with the ball. You're rolling the ball. You're likely to come down to the next trough, right? The next hill right here, and that sits at about $4.54. You're coming down in the areas that you have not seen since 2023. Yeah, 2020. Yeah, you were here in late 2023. You're going to need a bounce for ICP soon. Bitcoin needs to dig in here. Bitcoin needs to dig in. If you're looking for a bottom on ICP, I would speculate on putting some limit orders in, again, not financial advice, into this area and speculating on a wick. Some kind of February 3rd action to get that last little bit of juicy liquidity out of the market before we proceed further to the upside for some of these altcoins. But this doesn't look good, everybody. I'm not going to lie. You're looking at like a massive, M pattern here breaking to the downside. That will push you below zero. Yeah, that's not what we want to see for ICP, but that's what I'm seeing. All right, yep. We need to lock in AI coins. Yeah, review. I hear you, man. Can't catch me with the pants down if you don't wear any pants. Yeah, man. I definitely am wearing pants here. I got this. I got the business. I was wearing business pants, at the beginning, and now I got these hot sweatpants with this calf going in, that dorsiflexion. I know you guys like to see that. Sin Nasty Cake. Control yourself, brother. Control yourself. All right. Here we going on in TMB Wills. Yeah, brother, I feel you. I love the emojis, guys. Stooge, feel like there's a collar on the growth and capacity of alts. Otherwise, we'll be devaluating everything. Alts, a lot of alts will fade out, Stooge. I totally believe with you, man. I believe what you're saying in terms of a lot of alts. Not every alt can pump. Why? We have millions of altcoins compared to the last alt season where we had a couple tens of thousands. There's so many more on deck screen, and you can watch them get printed out every single day. The new pairs, altcoin, regardless of rug pulls or not, this still absorbs liquidity. And whether people push new money into that or not, or just sell their Solana or whatever other base token that they want in order for these memes to get some grip. Let me see here. I just saw this on ICP from the swing low here. You bounced off the 886 there. You haven't had a retracement of that. That looks good to me, man. I mean, you are getting a little bit of a bounce. I take it with a grain of salt, though. From swing low to swing high, you got the swing low here. Yeah, you're bouncing off the 886. That's okay to me. That's not looking bad. You got the weekly stochastic kind of pin. That's not what I like to see. But yeah, hey, all these coins aren't going to last. They're not. They hit it like all these. You got the top 1,000 here in the bubbles. If your project isn't in the bubbles here, that means like you have 13.7. I wouldn't even say that. I'd say the top. If you want to be safe, I would stick into the top 300, 400. Anything greater than that, I want to say safe here because you're not even at $100 million market cap with some of these. If you want to be safe throughout this bull run, I'd stick to the top 100, right? You're not going to get as volatile movement here as you will down here. Now, if you want to be risky and you're like, oh, I have the ranked 1010, that could definitely break into the top 10. That's what you're going to need for those 1000X. But likely these coins down here aren't your 100X, 1000Xers. They're not. They're not. Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely in the top 100. Because, you know, I don't know what the 100 is, but we could look here. We could look here. Well, let's go at 101, right? 101, where we at? 101, day in rank. Let's see, we got, oh, it doesn't tell you. But the point being, let's see, add here. We got rank, nope, rank, market cap, dominance, name, dominance, price, rank. That's what I'm looking for, rank, baby. Yeah, so you're going over here and you can look at the smallest one. Yeah, we'll do all, what's the smallest one you guys see? Gala, 85. This thing is already at a $671 million market cap. It won't 100x. Why will Gala not 100x? Unless we got a severe hyperinflation environment, this can't. Because a 10x from here would put you at 6.7 billion, almost in the top 10, right? A 100x, right, would put you at 67 billion. You're looking at one of the top coins. So you would have to speculate on Gala becoming the next Solana if you want to get a 100x. And that's 85, right? That's rank 85. You're not going to get that out of rank 14 or rank 10 or anything like that that already have several billions, often tens, 20s of billions, tens of 20s of billions in the project, because there's just not enough money in the space to formulate that amount of growth or to support that amount of growth, right? That's just what I'm looking at. Okay, diving on in. Okay, yeah, so not every alt's gonna pump. Kaito, baby, Kaito. Michaela B, thank you for jumping on in. Our Solana giveaway winner. On Friday, we'll be doing another giveaway as well on comments based on videos. Everybody, drop your comments on the videos this week. That is going to be how you're going to win this next giveaway. Okay, here we go on in. Kaito, baby, Kaito. We'll look at Kaito. Yeah, we looked at it every day on the stream here. One of our more popular ones that we've been looking at on the stream. Thanks for bringing this to our attention. Sin Nasty Kid, absolutely. Let's dive on in. Kaito, getting a little bit of the beatdown with the rest of the market. Hey, to be expected. Looks pretty similar to Bitcoin, doesn't it? We had that massive pump up. We had a pump up today, and then, you know, we started selling off later on in the day. It is what it is. Now we're looking at, we got to speculate here. We got to speculate, right? You're coming down, you're cracking 200 MAs. You're playing with, right? So, you guys know that first initial reaction, you know, when she puts it in. No, I'm just playing. Don't go that way. You know, Sin Nasty, keep it in your pants, brother. All right, here we go. We do have a falling wedge here forming on Kaito. These altcoins don't look good, everybody. They don't look really good. These could be some of the best prices, and I could be wrong, but this doesn't look good. You're falling below an area that did see it serve as key support for you back here when this project was initially released. You had support here. Police got through with the battering ram. You couldn't get back through, and now you're falling to the downside. That's not what we want to see for Kaito. You could speculate on a cup and handle here, but in order for cup and handles to be really juicy, you want to see that push to the upside be a higher high, right? On the market. So you would have had to break this high right here, and before you started swinging back down for that cup and handle to look really juicy, because the cup, and then you would have gotten your handle, good entry, higher high, first higher low, likely to come in at that 618, 786 to the upside, baby. Now you got to play 200 MA dominoes. That's what you got to start playing with Kaito. I would watch the 1 minute here. Wait for the 1 minute to get back above the Wait for the 1 minute to get back above the 200 MA, baby. The 200 MA. You fell below the 3 minute. You fell below the 5. You fell below the 7. You fell below the 15. I can't justify taking any long position when we're below every 200 MA. That's just the way my trading strategy works. I can't justify it, right? And I'm not bearish on the project. I think the project has a great white paper. I did a video on Kaito. I think this thing could do some absolute numbers, but not when Bitcoin is slipping. Not when Bitcoin's slipping like this. When Bitcoin finds its footing, likely at the 786 retracement of the Bitcoin dominance, I think a lot of these projects, these more highly speculative projects are going to fly. And nobody thinks so, and that's what crypto does. Crypto does exactly the opposite of what everybody thinks. It just has always happened, and it always will. So that's what I'm seeing here for Kaito in the near term, man. You got to start playing 200 MA dominoes, and you got to start playing 200 MA dominoes fast, right? The daily doesn't look really good at all. You do get these retraces. Hey, sometimes, you know, if you pull it from the macro, from the swing low, whenever this project was released here, back here on the perpetuals to the swing high, you're coming down to the 786, which is holding you up right now. That's a macro 786. Looks good to me from the swing low to the swing high. I mean, that definitely could be, yeah, Yeah, that definitely could be a good area to accumulate some. I'm not going to lie here, but it is more speculative, and it all depends on Bitcoin, baby, holding this level, holding this key level. All right, diving on in. Solana and XRP, yeah, absolutely. Did you take a long on Kaito? I did, and I got stopped, man. I did, and I got stopped. That was the other day on stream. But yeah, Kaito, baby, Kaito. We did get stopped out on Kaito. It is what it is. It's been tough to leverage trade, everybody. I'm not playing with you guys. It has been tough to leverage trade in this environment. And that's why I'm kind of sitting on my hands with leverage trade. We tried that bounce token, and we got absolutely rinsed. It is what it is. I had to scratch the itch. But good risk management. That's the key to any trading strategy, everybody. All right, diving on in. Solana, XRP, Solana. Diving on into Solana. One of the coins that was supposedly supposed to be added to the strategic reserve. Then we got that pump. And since that announcement, you gotta wonder if this is an exit liquidity. Since that announcement, Solana taking a 30% dive since being announced by Trump on Truth Social. This doesn't look good for Solana. We talked about this the other day, baby. We are trading on what in the world? We are trading on a key. Come on, TradingView. Be nice to me, baby. Okay, here we go. We're trading on this support line. Boom, boom, boom. To police with the battering ram, we are hitting this buy wall over and over and over again. Are we going to get that reversal to the upside? It definitely could happen, but you're trading below that daily 200 MA where BoyceCrypto is a bear, and you are looking at some of the biggest gaps in the VRVP that you'll ever see to the downside. Even these gaps are, look at these gaps. The next stop is about $103. You have little spike out here at 73. I don't even want to give that validity. 83, and then back down here to 23 at the bear market lows. You are not playing games here with Solana here when I say that Solana could be losing its sauce. It could lose its top 10 position here, and it could lose it very, very quickly. You could drop very, very quickly. Jupiter been getting absolutely beat down. The #1 exchange on Solana, baby. This does not look good. I don't want to see this start dropping to the downside any further than we are right now, because you're already playing with the support level that has been tested so many times before in the past. If this buy order lasts, that's great, but man, if we do get that pullback in Bitcoin, Solana looks like to be one of the ones that could take a rocket shot to the downside a lot quicker than everything else, just because of these gaps in the VRVP. We'll hop on over to XRP. A caution to the XRP army. Yes, we did get that bounce off of that key support level, that neckline of this head and shoulders that does appear to still be intact, right? And this is the same story with Solana. You had a massive run up, right? You had a massive run up on Solana, and the gaps in the VRVP are here to support that, right? You did not test any of these major levels down here ever in XRP's price history. Like, you could go back to 2017, sure, but there's a good strong chance that a lot of those people got rinsed out of the market / aren't in the market anymore. You had a right shoulder looking to break to the downside. If you could defy this head and shoulders, baby, that's a rocket shot for the upside. It really, really is. But you have to get back above this high volume node. Node here sitting at 240. I've been saying on the channel, above 240, I'm a bear for XRP, or I'm a bull for XRP. Below 240, below this high volume node where the most amount of XRP has been traded in this entire range here, this is where most people have bought and sold XRP at 242, right? That tells me that a lot of people are underwater on their XRP investment. I'm not talking about those people who got in down here at 50 cents. Kudos to you guys. That's awesome. But the average person got in here up at $2.40. The average person got in XRP at 240 cents, according to this VRVP, right? Where most of the buy orders and most of the sell orders took place. So there was a redistribution of XRP here from, people who didn't hold any, or people who held a lot and offloaded a position of their bags, to people who weren't exposed before, right? And that goes hand in hand with this massive pump up, right? We had people taking profits and people FOMOing in here at the highs. And that does happen. Every bull market, this happens, right? We're at the high, like back in 2017, we're going to 100K. Oh my gosh. And then Bitcoin ended up nuking down to 4K. What in the world? Okay, so this price target, nobody wants to talk about this. And I hate this because it just seems whenever I go over bear stuff, like for XRP or anything, it just seems like viewership drops off and my videos get cut off whenever I go onto bearish price targets, because everybody's so consumed foaming at the mouth with that FOMO. XRP's going to $10. Oh my gosh, it is. I'm just telling you what the charts are saying. Flip this upside down, baby. Flip this upside down. Does this not look like you would long the crap out of this? When you break this support line, you break the 200 MA, and we are gone, right? And that could take you back to 50 cents. I don't care about, I don't care about the SEC becoming the next financial, those are the things that people are going to need to believe in order for whales to start exiting their positions, because people are going to dollar cost average in when you have these giant VRVP. You can't even call these support levels. Look at this VRVP compared to the other ones here, down at 146 and 109. These are weak sauce, everybody, for XRP. They're weak sauce for Solana. They are. And the next strong support level you have on XRP, according to the VRVP, is down here at 57 cents. Nobody wants to see that. Now, you could get, I will argue that there is going to be a very, very massive line of support in this area, the 618 to 786, between $1.58 and $1. I think a lot of people are going to pick up some XRP there, a nice macro retrace into that zone before shooting back further to the upside. That does coincide with the drop of this head and shoulders not reaching target, hitting a bullish 786, 618 retest, and then moving to the upside. I'm not hating on XRP, everybody, but I'm saying that if Bitcoin cannot get its footing here, the coins that are going to get hurt the most are the coins that have zero volume here to support you in the VRVP. It is a fact. It's a reality. That's what I want to put that on your radar. I want to put that on your radar. There's nothing here to support you. Other coins, right, despite the negative price action, right, yeah, they are low, but they're approaching high volume nodes. You're not approaching high volume nodes here for XRP. You're sitting on one right now, arguably, right, like much bigger than these nodes that you have down here. But man, you start losing this, and you start losing this support level of the head and shoulders, you could have a massive capitulation liquidation event, liquidating everybody that was long on XRP here. You know, and we've been here, I've talked about this on this channel, we've been here before. Look back at 2017, XRP, baby, moving to the upside, hitting that $3 price target before coming all the way down and testing those horrible levels down at 20-30 cents for XRP. I think we even got below that for XRP after 2017. This is despite the news, despite being added to the strategic reserve on True Social, right? This is despite the government trying to accumulate more. This is despite everything. Despite all the news, XRP is still correcting. And you could say, oh, it's just a pullback. And it is. It is. 37% from the highs. This is stronger than most of the other altcoins. But what I'm saying is, if the cookie decides to crumble, this action here to the downside could be a lot more violent for XRP than everything else, right? Where have we seen that before? H-bar, baby, H-bar. We've seen this here, right? The price action start to crumble when we started losing this level of support that was formed here in this rant. Woo, let's clean this up here. When you got this support resistance flip, right? H-bar took a nukage to the downside, right? From that support resistance flip, down 30% from there. And why? Because look at the gaps in the VRVP. Had a very similar run up to XRP, and I'm just mirroring this here. Had a very similar gap in the VRVP. You have key support levels sitting here and here at 14 cents and 12 cents, and then all the way back down to the lows, right? All the way back down to the lows at half a penny. It can happen, everybody. This is crypto. It's the most volatile asset in the world. It's crazy to think, you know, people up here at 37 cents were very bullish, and now you're at 20 cents. What happened to H-bar? It was only a month ago, 2 months ago, where it was at these high prices. Yes, I get it, but you have gaps in the VRVP, and once you lose those high volume nodes, look at that. We lost a high volume node, and we never came back. We lost a high volume node, the area where most people were taking profit and buying in, right? Where whales need to exit, and you nuked down on the biggest liquidation event in history, and you never got back to those levels. You weren't able to. And, you get down here, you start rolling the ball off the hill the other way, but it's likely that people are taking profit in this area, and that's why we weren't even able to touch it. You started rolling back up that hill, and you got that resistance here, and you fell back down. That's where we're sitting at for H-bar. Coming into that 200-day moving average area, baby, that's what we're looking at. You don't want to see that for H-bar, and a lot of altcoins are looking very, very weak. Now, I'm just skeptical of these ones with the big gaps in the VRVP, because I know what that does to assets. I know that has the potential to nuke assets massively to the downside. That's what I'm sticking at for H-bar and XRP, right? That's what I'm looking at. Ondo. Oh my gosh, Ondo getting absolutely bent over the barrel and shown the 50 states. One of my favorite projects in the game, baby. I love Ondo. I think real world asset tokenization is going to be a very, very big deal. We're falling below the 786 here. Not something I want to see for Ondo, right? This is one of my bigger holdings, right, in my altcoin bag. And, it sucks to see it down. It really does suck to see it down. It is what it is. But I think in the long term, this asset's going to do well, and that's why I'm not freaking out over it. I think we will see the highs again for Ondo. I really do. I think this one I think this is one of the lower cap. It only has about $1 billion in market cap. I think this is one of the lower cap coins that are going to last throughout this bull run. It has so many people that are backing it, like BlackRock, Larry Fink, tokenization, government doing partnerships with H-bar. MasterCard just did a partnership with it. I think fundamentally, I really, really like this coin, and I think risk to reward, I think this is a great risk to reward reward asset, though it doesn't have a, you know, a giant amount of money in it, right? I do see this as being a coin that can absolutely rip, go to $10, $20 potentially this bull run. That's just my opinion. That's where I think it's going, and that's why it's a part of my investment portfolio. I really love what Larry Fink has to say about tokenization, and if tokenization does become a thing, which Elon Musk has already said, right? This is besides trading. Elon Musk has already said, I want to put, you know, government officials' tokens on chain. This could be the key. Ondo can be the key to making that happen. That's why I like Ondo. It is. And it's been beaten down just like every other altcoin. Like I said, it doesn't matter what the tokenomics are, baby. It doesn't matter what the tokenomics are. Bitcoin starts falling, and all these altcoins are going to suffer. They're going to suffer like nothing else. So that's what I'm looking at for Ondo here in the near term. I really want to see us get a bounce here, get above that 200 MA, defy this death cross, and push to the upside. That would be a measure move from Ondo from where we're at to about 200%, right? And I'll be saying at Ondo, whenever we get up to these levels, I'm going to be like, hey, remember those streams where we talked about it back down here? And everybody, oh, yeah, I mean, but weird, yeah, oh, yeah. But like, these are good prices for Ondo, in my opinion. And you know, I really like the prices, and I'm picking up some altcoins in these prices. I'm picking up Bitcoin at these prices. These are good prices. Charts aside, these are good prices for some of these assets. We're coming down in the key support. I like these assets. I like some of these assets. I like some projects more than others. And Ondo is one of the ones that is on my radar, and I'm holding for the bull run, baby. And honestly, I'll probably even hold Ondo for the bear market. For the long term, I think this project is going to do massive damage. I think it's going to do massive damage. But that's what I'm seeing for Ondo. Looks very, very similar to a lot of your other altcoins on the 4-hour rolling over. Not what I want to see. Bitcoin's got to get its footing here, baby. Bitcoin's got to get its footing here, and it's all going to come down to that CPI data tomorrow morning. Stand by for that, everybody. Super important that we keep an eye on CPI and PPI, everybody. Hey, thank you for joining me here tonight. Taking the time, the opportunity this Tuesday night, baby. I appreciate you guys. We did get bullish news in the day in the market as far as job openings. That's really good for the economy. But tomorrow, CPI, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Mark your calendars. We're gonna get a giant green/red dildo, everybody. It will happen. It happens every time CPI and PPI comes out. Keep those news events on your radar. Be very careful when trading those, because whales like to use those environments for the liquidations, right? To go after all that liquidity in the market, go after the hope, and go after the despair. It's times where they like to add and sell in the opposite direction. It's very, very true. So we'll see how that news comes out tomorrow. I'm very excited to go over with that with you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you spending your Tuesday night here with me on the Boys Crypto Show. Like, share, and subscribe this video. Shout out to Michaela B putting that in the comments. Thank you. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the live stream. Until then, Boys Crypto is out, baby. We're out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your night.